Good morning, students. So in the last class we read about the common salt and we see that how do this common salt used as a raw material for the production of sodium hydroxide that we also called as caustic soda. By the process of electrolysis, how we are getting to the NaCl, that is then when we are mixing it with water, it will form a brine solution, how it decomposes and how sodium hydroxide is being formed. So today we will study about the bleaching powder, baking soda and washing soda. So now I am starting up with the bleaching powder. So bleaching powder is also called as calcium oxychloride, CaOCl2. All of you write both the names. Like as I said you, in the case of sodium hydroxide, it's also called as caustic soda. As same, the bleaching powder is also called as calcium oxychloride, CaOCl2. Okay, so it is produced. How do this bleaching powder is produced? Okay, so it is produced by the action of chlorine on dry slaked lime. Okay, dry slaked lime is nothing but that is CaOH2. This is calcium hydroxide. I know how this. You know how this calcium hydroxide form. When we are mixing quicklime, that is CO, with water H2O, it will form calcium hydroxide, or you can say it slaked lime. Okay, so when CaO, or you can say the calcium CaOH2, or you can say the calcium hydroxide, or the another name you can say the dry slaked lime is mixed with Cl2, is you can say when it is in the presence of chlorine Cl2, it will what will form bleaching powder and water. Bleaching powder is CaOCl2 and water forms. Okay, during this process standing for this longer time, if you just keep it for the longer time, it undergoes auto oxidation, and due to which the bleaching action decreases. If you kept it like this only for a longer period, it will goes on auto oxidation and bleaching action decreases. To prevent this auto oxidation, you can add hypo or sodium bisulfate as anti-chlor during this bleaching action. Okay. Now we will see the uses of bleaching powder. How do these bleaching powder are used? Bleaching powder are used in the textile, paper industries and in laundries. It's used and disinfected from the water. Next, used as oxidizing agent, used in a manufacture of chloroform. Okay. Next we will see how the baking powder or baking soda, bleaching powder is over. Now we will study about the baking soda, how the manufacture of baking soda takes place. Now we will study about baking soda. So baking soda, often you see we add the baking soda in the kitchen for making the crispy pakoras, or sometimes we add this soda to cook faster. Okay, so baking soda, the chemical name of this baking soda is sodium hydrogen carbonate, or you can also call that it can be also called as sodium bicarbonate, that is NaHCO3. As a raw material, the NaCl is being used, that is a brine solution that I explained you. Brine solution means salt plus water. So brine, NaCl, when it's added to water and added to water, CO2 and ammonia, that is NH3, it will yield ammonium chloride, NH4Cl, and sodium hydrogen carbonate, that is baking soda, that is NaHCO3. The formula is NaHCO3. Now just I want to tell you first, when NaHCO3 it says also non-corrosive base, you can also say it's a mild non-corrosive base, or when we are heating it during cooking definitely we are using it. So this NaHCO3 means baking soda. While we are heating, when we are heating while cooking this baking soda, it will yield sodium carbonate, water and carbon dioxide. Okay. So first now we will see the uses of baking soda. First, baking soda is also used in the preparation of baking powder. For making powder, what we will do? What maybe you see the baking powder we use in that cakes, no? So that baking, how we can prepare this baking powder? When an baking soda is added with a mild acid, okay, you can say as a tartaric acid is a mild acid. When you add this baking soda with an acid, see the baking soda, a mixture of baking soda, mild edible acid. When a mixture of baking soda and a mild edible acid, that is a tartaric acid, is added, then and then the baking powder is heated or mixed with water. Following reaction will takes place. Baking soda, see, if we are adding with any acid, you can say that a mild acid, that is tartaric acid, it will yield carbon dioxide, water, and sodium salt of acid. Okay, so clear, when baking soda is mixed with mild edible acid, it will yield CO2, water, and sodium salt of acid. Next, here when CO2 is produced during this reaction, it will causes bread or cake to rise and making them soft and spongy. Next, baking soda is also used as ingredient of antacids. We know the antacids are helps to neutralize the acids, which definitely this due to this acidity we are having the stomach aches, no? So while we are taking this antacids, they used to neutralizes. Definitely antacids are alkaline in nature, so due to the alkaline in nature, it neutralizes the excessive acid that is present in our stomach and provides us relief. Okay, so antacids, so NH, like we used to drink that Eno powder, no, that is also an antacids. So this baking soda also, it's used as antacid. It neutralizes the effect of acid, that is due to that HCl in our stomach, excessive secretion of HCl. So see here, baking soda and excessive secretion of HCl, it will neutralize it and form salt and water and carbon dioxide is there. It is also used in soda fire extinguishers. The another uses of this baking soda, it is used in soda fire extinguisher. You see, sometimes the milkman used to add this baking soda to their milk. Why? This question often comes in your exam, that a milkman adds small amount of baking soda to their milk, because you know that the milk will change. The milk will decompose, and you can say milk will release the lactic acid, which will makes it sour. Na? So if we are adding a baking soda to it, so what will happen? Adding it will react with acids, and baking soda will react with acids and form salt and water. So it neutralizes the acid effect of milk and does not let it become sour. Okay, that's why milkman is adding baking soda, a pinch of milk, this baking soda to their milk. Okay, next we will study about the washing soda. Okay, so the next salt is washing soda. Washing soda is chemically known as sodium carbonate, and the formula is Na2CO3 10H2O, means 10 molecules of water. Next, sodium carbonate, it looks like a white crystalline solid. Its solution in water is alkaline in nature, or you can say the basic in nature. Next, it has a property, obviously it is washing soda, so its property is to remove the dirt. It's to remove the dirt or grease from the dirty clothes, and hence called as washing soda. The sodium carbonate, how it is obtained, that I explained you in the last topic also, that when we are going through this baking soda. Okay, when you heat this baking soda, see, when heating baking soda, when you heat this baking soda, you will it will yield sodium carbonate. Okay, so when we heat the baking soda, it will yield the sodium carbonate, that is washing soda. And H2O and CO2. When after that we are getting this Na2CO3, we will recrystallize it. Recrystallize it means adding water to it. Or when it get added to 10 molecules of water, Na2CO3, when it added with 10 molecules of water, it will yield Na2CO3, 10H2O, Na2, that is sodium carbonate, or you can say it as a washing soda. So clear, when baking soda is heated, it will yield sodium carbonate, but when we recrystallize it, recrystallize means when we are adding 10 molecules of water to it, it will form the washing soda. So now we study the uses of washing soda. First, it is used in glass, soap and paper industries. Second, it is also used for making the sodium compounds such as borax, and it also removes the permanent hardness of water. And last, it acts as a cleansing agents like detergent in houses and laundries. So now we studied about all these salts, that is common salt. So that is common salt, sodium chloride, sodium hydroxide, bleaching powder, baking soda and washing soda. After this, the topic comes water of crystallization. So in the next class, I will explain you about water of crystallization.